Hey guys, welcome back to Bombchu. I'm Austin and today I'll be covering the Humble Monthly Bundle from October 2017. This month's bundle has 8 games, 7 for Steam, as well as a smaller experimental bundle exclusive game. That means we have a lot to cover, so let's get to it. I'll be giving my first impressions of each game, and determining if they're games I'd like to continue playing. This month's exclusive title is Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. For those who don't know, Bennett is the creator of the infamous QWOP, and this game is just as silly and, dare I say it, even more frustrating. You're a man in a pot with a hammer. Using only the mouse, you can move the hammer around you as well as closer to and further from you. This hammer is your only way of moving, and you must use it to hook onto things or push yourself, with the goal being to get higher and higher. Along the way, the creator will talk to you about games, obstacles, and frustration. At no point are you safe from yourself and losing literally all the progress you've made, and the terrain and hammer are brilliantly designed to cause frequent accidents. When you inevitably fall back a huge amount, the narrator will talk about how awful it must feel and taunt you. It's a deeply frustrating game, but I can't tell you how good it feels to finally see a new area after falling back down so many times. This is a rare type of Humble exclusive that I think a lot of people are going to not only end up playing, but could become a cult hit. I sincerely hope this is offered up in some way in the future outside of this bundle so that others can enjoy it. Our first Steam game this month is Sombre, an exploration game with a beautiful aesthetic. You're in a pitch-black cave system with a special headset and a scanner gun that shoots tons and tons of dots that stick to hard surfaces. These dots can be seen by your headset, allowing you to explore the caves by continuously shooting your scanner. Taking a quick sweep gives you a general shape of the room that you're in, but taking a bit more time, you start to be able to make out finer details in your surroundings. The dots change color based on how close you are to them, with red meaning close and blue meaning far away, giving you a sense of depth. This leads to some absolutely gorgeous views, and it was one of the main reasons I bought the game when it came out. This one is somewhat of a walking simulator, and you won't have much interaction outside of scanning and some pretty light platforming. However, the exploration can feel rewarding, as looking at your map shows all the scanning you've done, giving you a sense of the scale of everything that you've done. You'll also get some tools along the way to make things a bit easier, like a burst scan that will really light up the room. Keep in mind, this isn't a horror game exactly, but there are some startling moments and horror themes as you get further into the caves, moving through cultist altars and subterranean prisons. While I quite enjoyed this game and have finished it, I know it's definitely not for everyone. Still, if you got the bundle, I do recommend at least giving it a try just to see the visuals. Our next game is Wargame, Red Dragon. Okay, you guys know I'm bad at strategy games. And this game is made for hardcore strategy gamers. It explains very little, it's very complicated, and it gives you some very granular control. This is absolutely not for me, and I couldn't get anyone to take this one on such short notice, but I will try to explain what I can. The tutorial is all text and very long, so I didn't really have the time to read it for the purposes of getting this review out quickly. You're supposed to be able to place troops at the start, but in the campaign mission I played, I believe this step was skipped. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out how to move any of my troops, so I let the enemy troops come to me. When troops occupy the same area, you get a choice of engaging in battle, avoiding battle, or letting the game resolve the issue for you automatically. I tried battling a couple of times, and this is one of the hardest, but also one of the most interesting parts of the game. You get to see a view of the full area, as well as your troops, and unless you have eyes on the enemy troops, you can't see them. But you can try to guess where they are and try to shoot those areas. You can move your troops, as well as target attacks on any area in range, so you get to really control what each unit is doing. You can also zoom way in. It's crazy going from such a far out to such a close-up view so smoothly. In both battles I attempted myself, as soon as my enemies were close enough to see me, I was already dead. So for the rest of my battles, I let the game auto-resolve them. Those went better. Some draws, less drastic defeats, even a victory. But alas, mostly losses, and my base was quickly taken over. I won't be playing this one ever again, but I think there will be some people out there that will really be pleased with this game. Next up is Furi, an action game full of boss fights. I already own this one, and I've beaten it, but I'm honestly glad it's in this bundle because it means more people will be playing it, and it also means I get to talk about it. I love Furi. You play through a series of one-on-one boss battles, each boss having their own fighting style, arena, and personality. There are a number of variations on the moves you can do, but your core moves are shooting, slashing, dashing, and parrying. You'll have to use all of them well in order to overcome the game. You and your opponent have a certain number of, well, let's call them lives, represented by these squares. Bosses have 2 health bars per square, the first being an overhead battle, and the second being close quarters where your gun is disabled. Finishing the second life bar will remove a square, moving the boss into their next phase where they'll change their tactics and abilities. This also serves as somewhat of a checkpoint, as if you run out of health and lose a square, the phase that you're on will start over. Beat the phase, and you'll get a square of health back. It's a really cool system that doesn't punish you much for not knowing a boss's patterns your first time fighting them, but will punish you if you don't learn while you're playing. Each boss has their own strategy, and you won't really be able to use the same tricks throughout the game. You'll have to adapt, learn tells and openings, and get good with all the tools at your disposal, all while listening to excellent music and getting some great visuals. The one gripe I've heard with this game is the walking sections between bosses. They can be a bit long, but there's some beautiful scenery, and it serves as a nice breather between bosses. If you're stuck and you can't figure out where to go, you can just push the A button, and you'll auto-walk to your destination. If you like action games at all, you should play this game, and if you start having a hard time, keep trying. You will get better. Bosses I struggled with my first time, I breezed through while getting footage for this review, and that felt really great, though I do wish I could play this game again for the first time. Game 5 is Rise of the Tomb Raider, an action-adventure game starring Lara Croft. If you've played the Tomb Raider reboot from 2013, this game is pretty similar with some exceptions. You'll be doing a lot of climbing and a lot of killing, and both of those feel great. Climbing doesn't feel slow, and it's active enough not to feel tedious. The visual design makes it pretty intuitive to figure out where to go and when you'll need to use something like your pickaxe without too many button prompts. Killing enemies can be tackled a number of ways. You can hide and lure your enemies into a stealth kill, and you can even use your senses to tell if your target can be seen by any other enemies, so you know it's safe to go for him. If you're spotted, or you just don't like being sneaky, you can always go in guns blazing, and the gunplay feels good. More efficient kills like headshots or stealth kills will grant you more experience, which can be used to purchase skills that will enhance your style of play. I really like getting stealth kills, so one of the first skills I always get is one that automatically loots any enemy that I stealth kill, so I can move on much quicker. Along the way to your main objectives, you'll find supplies and parts that will allow you to craft things like ammo or healing items, or allow you to upgrade your weapons. You'll also find my favorite part of the game, tombs. Tombs are optional puzzles that span a wide area, and solving them gives you some cool skills that you can't get from experience. There are also documents, artifacts, and paintings that you can examine to better learn one of the languages used in the area. If you know the language well enough and find a monolith that uses that language, it will tell you the location of a hidden treasure nearby. The gameplay is great, and the graphics are excellent. Seriously, look at Lara's face here and compare that to anything you might see in Mass Effect Andromeda. And the snow tracks! It's very satisfying to walk through the snow like this with different effects at different depths. It's not perfect, but I haven't seen anything like it in another game. My main gripe with this game is the story and the atmosphere. Tomb Raider 2013 had you fighting for survival with your close friends dying all around you. Lara was scared but doing what she had to, and for good reason. Here, you're looking to prove your father right about the secret to immortality, heading straight into danger and putting your friend in harm's way. Lara's no longer scared or fighting for survival. She's racing to get what she wants first. It could be argued that she's more experienced now, but she still doesn't exude confidence like the Lara from the old Tomb Raider games, so she's in kind of this weird middle ground. That being said, this is a damn fun game. I beat it when it first came out, but if I hadn't, I'd be continuing this for sure. This leads us to Orwell, a dystopian game where you play as a member of Big Brother. Terrorist acts are committed and you are assigned a suspect. You have to gather information and add it to their file, finding basic things like their name, picture, date of birth, all the way to who they're friends with, who they're related to, job and criminal history, and more. As you find more information about the suspect, you can start to listen in on their conversations or find their social media page for incriminating evidence. On occasion, you'll find conflicting evidence, and you'll have to make a choice about which one you think is correct. This will affect how the suspect is perceived by law enforcement and will change how they're treated, so your choices here matter. The interface can be a bit strange to use at first, but once you get used to it, you can zip around really quickly. If you need more action in your games, you may want to steer clear, but it's an interesting narrative game, and I'm looking forward to playing more. Next is Seasons After Fall, a puzzle platformer where you control the seasons. You play as a seed that possesses a fox, so you can bark at other seeds, and you need to collect season fragments so that you can solve puzzles by changing seasons. It's really weird to describe, but the visuals look great and the music is so soothing. The puzzles start off pretty simple, but start to get more interesting fairly quick. Coming into a new area is deceivingly easy as you breeze through most of it without any trouble, but once you find the seasonal seed, getting back without it through the same area becomes less trivial. Changing the season affects the environment, making plants grow active or inactive, freezing or melting water, etc. Some things are easy to interact with, like just barking at or jumping on them. Others are more involved, like this bug, which has to absorb water before it can be barked at. It took some time to get into, but I definitely plan to keep going with this one. Our final game is the Shrouded Isle, a Lovecraftian simulation roguelike. Your goal is to keep your village going for 3 years. The village has 5 main families that each value a specific virtue, keeping things in order, such as obedience or ignorance. Each season, you must choose a member of each family to advise you, and if your relations with that house are neutral or better, you can inquire about members of the family to try and learn what their traits are. After picking your advisors, the season begins, and each month you choose between 1 and 3 of your advisors to do certain actions, ranging from building a monument to punishing sinners. Each of your virtues will increase or decrease based on who you chose, and their traits will have some effects on other virtues. If you don't know all their traits, you won't get to see all the effects they have on the town. These results will also affect your relationship with each house, determining if you get to ask for more information next season. At the end of each season, you must choose an advisor to sacrifice to your god, and each choice has consequences based on if the traits that person has made the community value them more, as well as outrage from their house if they didn't really do anything major wrong. You almost want to have someone awful on your team each season to make the choice easier. Throughout the game, you must keep your virtues above a certain threshold. If 2 seasons pass while you're under the threshold, you lose. And that's about it. It's an interesting idea, but it's a bit bare bones for me to want to play it many more times. It's also a bit rough on the eyes. You can change the color scheme, but the other ones I saw weren't much better for me. I won't be continuing this one. So overall, how was this bundle? This month's exclusive was a real hit, and it was really weird, so it fits the bill for the exclusive. I already own 3 games from this bundle, but they were games I really liked, so having more people be able to play them is great. There were a lot of very visually pleasing games this month, and I'm all for eye candy. So how much bang for your buck was there? To total everything up, paying full price, these would all rack up a cost of about $155. Getting all these at their lowest sale price would cost about $71. This is far from the highest cash value we've seen, but it's definitely higher than last month. There were some real gems in here that will be new to the collections of many, and I have to say, this was a great bundle. Next month's bundle has The Elder Scrolls Online, Quake Champions, and DLC for The Elder Scrolls Legends as early unlocks. And I think this is the first time we're seeing games in the monthly bundle from Bethesda. Hopefully that opens the door for some of their more desired games in the future. I can't wait to see what else is in there. So like I said, I already own some of these games, and I figured this month, I'll do something a little special and have a giveaway for these codes. I have an extra code for Rise of the Tomb Raider, Scanner Sombre, and Furi. So if you missed the bundle and you want to try one of these, leave a comment below saying which game you want, and I'll randomly select winners in a week. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.